All the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Good morning, traders and investors around the world, and welcome to Wednesday's edition of PremarketInfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Well, Dennis, we worked all day to get to 1333 and a half, and boom, we give it back overnight.
Yeah, we gave it all back overnight, trading down 11 right here, Joel. Obviously, over in Europe, a little bit of concerns there. Some of European banks trading down pretty significantly. You've also got research in motion. It's going to be, we'll talk about that in a second, going to be a disaster today.
Okay, let's just keep an eye on this 1319 and a quarter. That's right in between Tuesday's Globex low and Tuesday's interday low. So this 1317.50 down to that 1315 area is critical. That's where all the closes were last week. So we'll keep an eye on that early in the session. Dennis Rim, what can you say about this stock?
I don't know what to say about this stock here, Joel. It just continues to disappoint. Obviously, comes out after the bell. Guidance is not good. It's got multiple downgrades today. They try to cushion it, cushion the blow of lowering guidance by saying, "Oh, well, we'll put our company for sale," and they think, well, maybe that'll hold it up. It doesn't hold it up whatsoever. The stock has breached $10. Joel will find you the after hours low. It got, I think, down to 950. I seen a print. It's trading 9.99 right now, so just below that critical $10 psychological support level. I'd imagine that it will take it out in the regular session here as well. Joel, where did that get down to last night?
950.
It was 950 was the low, so that was
Yep.
right after the news. They halted the stock pending the news. As soon as it opened from the halt, straight down to 950. Bounced a bit, was trading in the mid tens, but it's now settling down right around this $10 area.
Right. After we hit that 950 low, Dennis, we did get a pop up to 1060, and it's basically just been a slow melt since then. This stock is in a whole lot of trouble. Obviously, we've been talking about this on the show for months. That I'm the only one that has a BlackBerry. I'm the only one on my I'm on my contact list. I did have more problems with it this week. I'm getting a new battery sent to me. So there's your fundamental analysis. This stock traded at the $7 level back in '03, in November and December of '03. Not sure we're going to get there today. More relevant is this $10 level right in the middle of your overnight range. If it can hold 10, you might get a little bit of a rally. But Dennis, there's so many people underwater in this stock, and maybe people even bought it yesterday because they're thinking Facebook might buy them.
Man, rumors. Yeah, exactly.
Why would Facebook buy this
I don't
stock?
know. If Facebook buys them, I definitely don't own Facebook then either because I just can't see. I don't, obviously you can say, okay, well, they've got, still a lot of users but overall, obviously, they've just been taken out behind the woodshed by Apple. I continue to see that trend happening. Unless this company does, in fact, get bought out, I think it's, going to continue to drift lower. So, obviously, it's risky to short because there is always that potential somebody does come in and buy it. But if it doesn't get bought, it just continues down here, Joel. They've got to do something to reinvent themselves, and I just don't see it being that easy when you're taking on Apple.
Yep. Speaking of not owning Facebook, Dennis, I guess I'm falling
Oh,
flat on my face with my fundamental predictions. But for all those people that are ripping me on Seeking Alpha, I have put caveats in my articles. I am bullish, but I have to say you got to use stops. So please read my articles. It went crashing through 3094 yesterday, Dennis. That was your signal to get out of the stock. We are now trading below yesterday's low. You really have to look at this stock getting back above 29.70 today before you touch it on the long side. And it sure looks like we're heading back to the bottom of the original projected IPO range at 25 bucks.
it does seem like we're heading back to 25 bucks here, Joel, and it wouldn't surprise me if that is where the stock does end up going to. I mean, nothing goes straight down. You could get a short squeeze in here. I'd imagine the next day or two you will see some type of short squeeze because people are very bearish. The herd is very short. At least now, obviously the retail investors were long off the hop. Now they've turned and they've gotten short. So eventually this thing probably has some type of a squeeze. But you're right, Joel. Yesterday, at least he did put that in the article. It was 30.94. You said it'd be prudent to have a stop under 30.94. It would have been prudent to go short under
Yep.
30.94 because the stock went straight down after that. I actually did have a small long position. I was trading it from the long side there yesterday, just hoping that 30.94 would hold. It actually, I didn't like the pricing. Actually, I sold it out just before the open, just above 31 there yesterday. So I was actually just pretty much scratched the trade. But after that, obviously, I wish I would have went short. The stock just took out that level. Kind of hung out at the 30. 30 was a little support for about an hour, and then it took that out. Went right through 29 basically, and then we bottomed, and 28.84 is where we closed. But we're trading lower again today, 28.52. The trend is not your friend if you were long this thing right now. I think it continues to go down, but I do believe you will see some type of spikes. Whenever you have stocks, drifting lower, they have vicious spikes as there is short squeezes. That happens in these things. So don't be shocked if it does have a spike on you, but long term, I think it might continue down to that $25 price, Joel.
Okay, 28.36 has been the low in the pre-market. Not all doom and gloom on Wall Street. Monsanto getting a pop this morning.
Monsanto raising full year guidance. Street is loving it. Stock is trading 76.71. It's going to give you a little longer chart here. So the stock is moving up above that critical $75 resistance area. That will now serve as support if the stock comes back down to there. We had multiple highs here. If we get up here and just looking up in this $78 area, Joel, 78.26. We had a 78 on the nose back on April 30th. Before, if we go back into before that, we had a high there at 77.96. So $78 is pretty big resistance. We're still a buck and a buck 40 away from there. Where do you think this one's heading?
We had someone stepping in at 77 here, Dennis. Multiple tops on the 5 minute in the pre-market. Looking at the daily chart, Dennis, and we've talked about this a lot. When a stock like blows through a handle, like this stock blew through the 77s on the way down, sometimes it just when it comes back up from that area, it blows right through it too. So 77 coincides with the May 1st high, 76.93. That is resistance now. Someone is selling there in the pre-market. So if you are trying to short, that would be the level for you. But it blows through there, Dennis. I think that 77 handle could be a scary one to trade. And of course, coming back on the downside, 75.01, yesterday's high would fill the gap, but doesn't look like it's going to get there today.
Yeah, it looks strong to me here too, Joel. Whenever you're raising guidance, always good for the stock. Visa coming out, the stock actually trading down pretty significantly here. Joel, I could just grab the headline for you fast. Just basically says Visa reports U.S. aggregate payments volume down 3%, flat through May 28th. So Visa's trading down on that headline. 117 right now after closing at 120.28. MasterCard having a little sympathy move is trading down in the pre-market as well, Joel. 410.99 it's offered at now. Last trade 411. Best bids down at 405. So MasterCard and Visa looking to be weaker here.
Yeah, the pre-market chart on Visa is not the one that looks like it's one to buy. But since the news comes out, it's pretty much been straight down every minute, and it's not really gotten a bounce. I'd really be keeping an eye on this 112.50 to 112.66 level. That was the high back on May 18th and May 21st. That double bottom there is also protecting a gap to fill, Dennis. So down to 112.5, buyer beware. Coming back on the upside, if there's any chance for the stock to get back into yesterday's range, 119 was the low. I'm sure you'll see major sellers. MasterCard, $400 stock. I don't know if anybody really wants to mess with that. That is down in the pre-market as well. Looking at the parameters from the pre-market, I keep on putting MC and it's MA.
That would have been a smarter ticker symbol though for it, MC, but it is MA.
Okay. Really spotty trades here at 411 in the pre-market. Not a lot. 490 shares trade. So looks like the little old lady from Pasadena got out of her 90 shares. But longer term, Dennis, there's not excellent support in this stock until you get to 405.57, or excuse me, 406.57. That was the low on May 23rd.
A few other stocks in the news. Win, WYNN, getting upgraded at Goldman Sachs this morning. It is getting a lift in the pre-market. We're down 10.5 on the SPOOs, and Win's trading up $1.87 at 106.48. Starting to move up. We've had this parabolic run down all through May, where Win obviously topped out back on May the just grab the date, May the 2nd at 138.28. Fell all the way in 2.5 weeks to go under $100 at 98.26. Kind of formed a bottom here, Joel, it looks like on the charts in this whole 101. Maybe we had that washout day through the 100, psychological washout through there. Found kind of a bottom, starting to drift higher. Goldman Sachs obviously thinks it's calling a bottom here, technically, anyways. They're upgrading it, so what we always say, stocks move down quickly, they start to move up. This thing ain't going to 130, but it can definitely move up fairly quickly. I think 110 could, be a possibility over the next few days. What's your take, Joel?
Has anything really changed fundamentally that much in this
I
stock
don't know. The
since?
casinos, it's hard to say what's happened with all these casino stocks. Like if we go back to the financial crisis, they were all teetering on bankruptcy. Like I can go back and give you the weeklies on Win, where I've got to go back out to the monthlies actually. But where did this stock get down to back in '09? Got down to $14. So obviously, if you look from a technical perspective, got back up there, got as high as 172, which actually is a double top from '07. Kind of pulled back in now, but I don't know. Long term, these things can go anywhere, really. I guess, Joe. Hopefully, it doesn't
Yeah,
double
I
dip. But
agree. I just don't think their earnings fluctuate that much. But, anyways, this is pre-market info, so that's the info we got to give you. 107.18 is where the stock is topped out. There's really minor resistance at 108.35 and 109.28. 111.19. Those are just spotty highs. I think any technician can look on their chart and see where those levels are. This is probably one you don't really want to stand in front of once it gets going if it takes out that 107.18 level.
AIG getting an upgrade today. Joel is trading higher as well. Upgraded buy from hold at Sandler O'Neill. It's moving up $30. It's trading right now, so we are up on AIG. That's a big psychological level for this one too. What's your take, AIG?
What did they do? Wasn't there another? Wasn't this trading at 30.50 for a long
Well,
time?
that
Was it?
secondary offering where the government was offering out shares, I forget what the price was on that. I think it was I thought it was 31.50, but
Hmm.
regardless, cut through there. Obviously, when the market was
Yeah.
all going down, now it starts to get back up, and this $30 level is big. It obviously hit it there a couple of
Yep.
days ago, 29.98. We're trading right there right now at 30. It's a big psychological level, so I think it's a good swing number, maybe, Joel.
Yeah, you're right, Dennis. 30 is basically a triple top. Whether or not it'll be a quadruple top, I don't know. Has a little gap to fill up to 30.16. Geez, I tell you, Dennis, with the spoos down 12 and this getting an upgrade up, I don't know if I'd be rushing out to buy this stock on the open. Above 30, if in fact I can get above and hold that level, things are pretty wide open, Dennis. Perhaps up easily to 31 and maybe 31 and a half. But boy, I just don't see that happening today.
Speaking of upgrades, LinkedIn getting an upgrade at Citigroup, Joel. They're getting bullish LinkedIn. It's trading 101.55 after closing 99.94. So maybe they're taking their money out of Facebook, putting it in LinkedIn. What do you think?
This stock's been really hanging out around the $100 level. Now we're back above it. Major resistance is starting at 103.75 up to 105.88. I just think with this, like I said, with the spoos down like this, I don't know if we're going to reach those levels. Looking at the pre-market, Dennis, this stock has gotten a pop up to 102. There's a seller there at 102, Dennis. I don't know who it is, but someone's definitely peppering the stock there. So keep an eye on that as your pre-market level. Since trading 102, you got a spike down to 100.15. Dennis, just a quick question for you. I mean, if LinkedIn can end up having some kind of tiered subscription rate for premium services. Why can't Facebook?
You're going back into your article on Facebook again. Maybe they eventually can, Joel. I'm not going to argue your points. You've written them out there pretty. If you want to check them out there, they are on the site, obviously, under Joel. You can read his article on Facebook where he was a little bit too bullish too early. We should be giving him some major heat for his bullishness. But regardless, yeah, I don't know. Eventually, Facebook's going to find a bottom. It's just so technically out of favor right now. It's like nobody wants to touch. All the analysts are scared to upgrade it. But eventually, yeah, I'd imagine they're going to try to do something. It's a public company now. It's going to get pressure from the shareholders, even though they don't have any voting rights. It is going to get some pressure to do something. So maybe there's a way they can monetize it. Maybe there's a way they could charge some type of user fee on a tiered level. Like I don't think obviously you were saying in the article too. If you charge it just a flat out fee, I think you're going to lose too many subscribers. I think it would have to be some type of you want some premium services, then you got to pay for that. But the basic service is free. If I was Facebook, I'd be considering something like that. But obviously, you do tick off your users when you start charging them for anything when you haven't charged at all. But I just mean nobody clicks on those Facebook advertisements, so they're gonna have to figure out a better way to monetize it because, like I go on Google, I'm looking to click something. I'm looking, searching for something. I'm clicking ads. I'm clicking, to try to find out information. When you go on Facebook, I'm not even looking at the ads. So that's why I think Google a lot better business model from a click perspective, from an advertising perspective. So they're going to have to figure out a better way to monetize it, and maybe that is the way they're going to have to eventually do is some type of tiered user fee or something. I'm not sure. That's up to the public. So
Okay. All right. Just a quick recap. The S&Ps, Dennis. We're not getting a pop out of here. 19 and a quarter has been the overnight low. Trading at 22. I think it should be real interesting, Dennis, to see if we can hold this level, 13, 19 and a quarter, the Globex low, down to yesterday's low, 13, 17.50. Just with the strong day yesterday and giving it back overnight, let's see if the buyers come in again. That's our show for today, folks, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.